Hello, everyone. So, let's take this old man, Accidental, and go to the sewer. Nothing up here, right? Even though this is a residential area. No. Go down. Let's go behind me first. There are pitch black stains. Oh, that's the place where the war propaganda posters. They've got some interesting slogans. Slogans on posters. Hold on, what the hell are you talking about? If you squint real hard, you can see them. See what? The words on the posters that were put up here forever ago, of course. I told you earlier, I was born into a family chock full of spiritual power. So I'm good at seeing spiritual stuff. Are you serious? I can do a test reading for you. Ask me any time. Yardy yard. Banshee laughs. But can I really believe him? Okay, sir, what's this say? Banshee stands in front of the dark stains. 100 million honorable deaths. The land of the gods is indestructible. That's what it says. These are from the end of the war. They're pretty desperate sounding. There's a thick iron door. Alright, old man. What's in this room? There's a single out-of-place Buddha statue. Its head has been cut off. Big iron box. Oh? Well that's ominous. The box is packed with carelessly tossed Buddha statue heads. A real, actual head can clearly be seen among them. It's dry and mummified, but going by the long hair, it's probably female. Most likely one of the experiment's victims. So this is where it was. Let's take it and bring it to its owner. I thought you'd say that. Oh, just kidding. I feel Banshee's gaze on me. New info, box in warehouse. I can only carry one head. I need to choose which one to take. The one woman one? Let's go with the woman head. The light bulb's covered in dust. It's obvious no one has touched it in a long time. Why is such an old bulb still working? It's a Buddha statue. The headless Buddha statue is covered in dust. There's a talisman stuck to the neck, as if it's taking the place of the missing head. Yay! Nothing else, sir? Okay. I guess that's it. Ah! Oh, God damn it. Sorry. Jesus. Don't do that. A trail of blood leads to the ladder at the entrance. Was someone trying to escape? What does this say? Banshee stands in front of the dark stains. Luxury is the enemy. Simple is best. That's a real famous one. Back when the war had just started. Looks like an emergency light. Let's go right. No jump scares. Dried blood's blackened on the floor. Yeah, dee da dee da dee da. Banshee stands in front of the dark stains. Let's see here. Give birth for the sake of the country. Send forth 100 million fireballs. Stuff like that. Those are pretty passionate. They're from when we were still winning. Nothing new, I presume. Nothing inside. Looks like it's been a number of years. The head I picked up earlier might fit on this corpse's neck. Should I try touching the head? Let me save. Okay, try it, I guess. I try touching the human head, but it doesn't fit very well. Nothing. Okay. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Banshee stands in front of the dark stains. Suppress your desires until we win. Work harder, harder, not hard enough. Those are the slogans I can see. Oh, these are our most famous ones. They're from the middle of the war. Nothing. Looks like it's been a number of years. Sure. I tried touching the human head. Doesn't fit very well. Okay. Whoop. It seems to be locked. Thick iron door, keyhole isn't rusted. Blah. Nothing. I can hear a victory chant coming from the other side of the intersection. Sure. I shrug and keep moving forward. I take one step forward and an electric current runs through my body and my muscles seize up. You lay about. What are you doing there? You have time to be loafing around, do you? Recite this base's slogans at once. Cheer for the final battle in the homeland. 100 deaths? Okay. Once more, declare our resolve to strike back with air raids. We won't lose even if our country's reduced to ashes. Show your determination. Fireball? You unpatriotic piece of oh. I'm sorry. Our army has fought bravely from the southern tropics to the northern Arctic, but the tide still hasn't turned in our favor. What do you think? Can we win this crusade? If the kamikaze wind blows? You're pretty promising for a new recruit. Keep a good eye on this squad. Farewell. No noise is coming from this pipe. I guess that's not that. I guess that no water's flowing through it. There are numerous footprints in the blood stain on the floor. Are these human footprints or ghost footprints? Right. The door is stained with blood. Upon closer look, it's countless handprints. But the keyhole's perfectly fine. I could open the door if I had the key, and I do, but when I turn the knob to go in, the door doesn't open. Oh, what's the fuss? The door won't open. I'm sure I unlocked it, though. I turned the key again just to double check. But I was right, it's unlocked. What's going on? I tried turning the knob slowly, but it stops moving halfway. It's almost as if someone on the opposite side is pushing against it to keep it closed. It seems the dead are rejecting us. Read all the records. Speak to that woman. All the records and that woman. Are the records referring to the research records? I try to prompt my old self into answering, but there's no reply. No choice left. I turn to Banshee. Let's keep looking. We could come back here later. There could be something we still need to do. Human bones. It looks like the person was crushed to death. Something's written on the wall in blood. It says, I. I is the killer. It's a thick iron door. The keyhole isn't rusted. I can open it if I had the key. And I do. So let's go. It's the operating room in the southern section. But on this table is... How about that? A dead body. A headless corpse is lying there. Oh my god. Ugh. It's missing not only its head, but also all of its limbs. What kind of torture was this? A headless corpse. Going by what remains of its clothing, it was likely a woman. Rusted file cabinet. It's locked. Well-built metal cabinet. Whatever's inside should be intact. I guess this won't work. Nope. A headless corpse is lying on top of the operating table. The head I picked up earlier might fit on this corpse's neck. Should I try attaching the head? Okay. I try attaching the human head. The human head fits the severed neck perfectly. The world suddenly distorts. A horrific scene appears before my eyes. This is the woman on the operating table. Some kind of experiment is being performed on her. I must be seeing the past. The sound triggers a change in views. Men in lab coats, holding surgical tools, but they don't look like they're alive. The ghosts of the researchers seem to be stuck forever in the nightmare of the past. I can hear the men whisper from my left side. Hey, she's awake. Don't worry, she'll be dead soon anyway. True enough. Then something else interrupts. You. This time it's a cold whisper from my right. You can hear me, can't you? Don't be afraid. Soon. The voice on my right cuts off, and I can hear the men in lab coats again. Hey woman, which of these tools do you want us to use to cut your neck? This is it for you, so we'll let you decide. A chisel. Ha 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 ha, good answer, you're pretty smart. Unfortunately, you'll soon be saying goodbye to that clever head of yours. It's valuable material, we'll cut it off nicely. Am I really safe? Shut up, you're just like a pig. This is why I hate handling women. Be patient, for I've finally found a clue. Not yet. Wait. Now, give you power. The whisper from my right falls silent. Yeah, I never dreamed breaking from our usual method would go so well. Hey pig, do you understand? Do you know the correct combination of head and body for the heavenly Buddha? Man, head, and woman body? Man... female head then, I guess. Precisely, and that's why we need your head. Gladly offer it up for the sake of our beloved country. The problem is the soul freshness. Regardless of refrigeration, it's all up to the quality of the cut. Though there are only so many available methods, this is all the equipment we have. Then to the freezer. The voices on the left cut out. A determined voice echoes in my right ear. Hate, 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 hate this whole world. Tear it to pieces. The power to do that, I'll give it all to you, in the place where you hear me now. Hate them, destroy them, understand? I think she wants me to say yes. Good. Destroy them. When I return to my senses, I'm standing beside the operating table. Just then, something slides out of the hand of the corpse on the table. God's small key. What I just saw. No, more importantly. The voice that kept speaking from my right side. Who was that? You don't look so great there. Did you see something by chance? Yeah, actually. I explained to Banshee what I just saw. A horrible tragedy happened here in the past. It's possible that whatever triggered it might have been whoever that voice belonged to. Huh, interesting. Can't say I'm surprised something like that happened here. So, what's that have to do with our marks? Well, I'm not so sure about that part, but... Banshee's right. This isn't helping us accomplish our goal. We need to search for whatever gave birth to the spirit. let's keep looking. That small key I just found might belong to the cabinet here. I turn my attention to the mark on my wrist. It isn't coming yet. I glance over at Banshee, but they don't seem to be acting differently at all. Death should be slowly closing in on us, but it seems we still have some time. What's important right now is making sure we survive. I'm gonna save. Okay. Small key. I open the door using the small key. Inside's an old gun and some research records. Suddenly, berserk, severe damage, sutra chanting, complete insanity. Only those who made themselves deaf managed to remain sane. Half spiritualized like disposal vat, need sacred object attack. So poetic. Destroy human head. The heart of all this. Need to destroy human head. That's all it says. Got gun with blanks, research records 3. Okay. Oh wait. It was just a better view of it. Something's written on the wall. Abandoned skeleton. The bleached corpse is weathered in places. Something's in its bony hand. I managed to pry it out. The whole corpse looks like it might crumble at any second. Found a worn-out talisman. What? It's a thick iron door. The keyhole isn't rusted. Nothing. The hair again. Okay, so then we're at the first entrance. I don't think there's anything else here. No. I'm gonna save again just in case I have the wrong partner, cause that bell thing, only women can use it. So, yeah. To the left. Door won't open. Put my hand on the knob again, turn it. When I do, it turns smoothly with no resistance. Inside the room are a number of Buddha statues. They're all missing their heads. It seems this is where they stored all the various statues that gathered through theft or donations. This is the statue storage room. There's some angry feelings here with what with the handprints on the door. This has got to be the source that gave birth to the spirit. I brace myself for input from the other me, but it doesn't seem like that's happening. Does that mean I should already know? Devoid of anything that looks like a keyhole, but the box won't open. Coated with a thin layer of dust, seems to be in decent enough shape. It's a statue that looks like a divine general. It has armor from the Tang dynasty. It's a statue with its head cut off. It looks like it held a weapon in its left hand. Statue that looks like a Vidraha or something. It's missing one of its arms as well as its head. It's a Vaisvavana statue. It's missing its head. It's a statue with its head cut off. It seems to be holding some kind of Buddhist ritual implement. It's a statue that seems to be a divine general. Its head has been severed. It's a statue with its head cut off. It's lying pitifully on the floor. I search all the statues. Every statue here has a male body. Suddenly, there's the sound of movement from within the box. I managed to open the box. Sheets of white paper are inside. They seem to be a multitude of talismans. Was something sealed here? Banshee peers into the box beside me. What about it? Find anything? Well... My voice sounds distant. The cause of the curse, what birthed the spirit. There's nothing like that here. No, there's nothing here. Ridiculous. Then what are you holding there? Banshee's right. It's not true that there's nothing inside. There's one thing. I never would have expected something like this. Something that doesn't belong here. A box sealed by talismans has enshrined a Western-style cushion. Banshee sighs, disappointed. Huh, well that's a bummer. No way a thing like that gave birth to a spirit. True. But the state of this room and the voices. Something important was definitely sealed up in this place at one point. Yet there's nothing here. Then the thing we're searching for. Where the hell did it go? A long silence falls between us. It is then that a now familiar pain flares up. Oh no. A few minutes away. Ugh. What's going on? Is death closing in on us all of a sudden? No, it's... The spirit is here. Uh-oh. Oh my god. No. I want out. A low such chant hum trembles there. It feels like my whole body is numb. Maybe because of that hum. Oh, shoot. Okay, you know what? Sir, ma'am, whoever you are, just kill me, please. I aim the sword at the spirit, but against my will, I swing it at my own head instead. My vision darkens. I can see the spirit slowly drawing closer. Last save. Let me get hero. Ba-ba-ba. Climbing out of the manhole, we see that we're on K Miyamachi North Road. We managed to find a way out. It wouldn't hurt to go back to the mansion for now. It'll be a pain to get back to Emno's South Alley for the car, but... Watashi? Yes, you. North Road. Going down. Okay. Just as a reminder, this run, I want to get the best possible ending, so that's why I'm trying to save all the ghosts, not kill them. But, I think, next playthrough, I'm gonna kill everyone. Inside the room. Whoa! Hold up. It feels like something's here. Maybe this is where the heart of the curse or the source of the spirit is. But it doesn't seem like that's happening. I should already know. Blah blah. Blah blah. Blah blah. Oh, scary blah blah. Blah blah. Blah blah. Blah blah. Blah. Pillow. Oops. So, was something in there? Well, my voice sounds distant. The cause of the curse, what birthed the spirit, there's nothing like that here. No, there's nothing here. What? What do you mean? Then what's that in your hand? Hero's right, it's not true that there's nothing inside. There's one thing. A pillow. Do. Hero sighs, disappointed. I guess we're out of luck. No way this thing gave birth to a spirit. True. But the state of this room and the voices, something important was definitely sealed up in this place at one point. Yet there's nothing here. New info is added. Blah blah. Da-da. Hello, etc. Blah blah blah. Okay. Yoshiki loses consciousness. He shoots the gun with blanks. I grab the gun, but I can't control my hand. It turns the gun toward my head and fires. The blank explodes. My consciousness fades. There's a strong ringing in my ears, and it's preventing me from hearing the sutra chant. Hero is clutching their head like they can't hear anything either. My numbness has faded. Hero shakes the Kagura Suzu bell. Nothing happens. He yells, making my heart clench. Hero, oh no! Nothing happens. Nothing happens. I'm about to die. Do I stab him now? I'm trying to remember the order. I'm gonna try the army, I guess. Nothing happens. It's wounded. Spirit fades and becomes intangible. Oh, I see, I see. While this is happening, let me get some water. Face of death in myself. Blah blah. And let's throw the sword and then shake the bell. The spirit fades and becomes intangible. The hero shakes the bell, and it gets wounded again. The spirit turns solid again. He yells. Shoot you and shake the bell. The spirit fades, becomes intangible. Blah, blah, blah. Army, sword, and bell. Spirit fades. Spirit stops. I guess the attack finally worked. Out of nowhere, footsteps approach behind me. Whoa! Hehehehe. The voice yells comically, and whoever it is puts their hand on my back. But I can't take my eyes off the spirit before me. Banshee, is that you? What are you doing? Instead of replying, he shoves something into my hand. It's a large chisel with the grip stained in blood. This is... I found it in that room in the mansion. In that instant, I understand everything. The heart of the curse that we were searching for. The object that gave birth to the spirit. So it was kept in Cujo Mansion. Thanks, I'm going to use it. I grab the chisel and face the spirit. Chisel. And shake the bell, why not? Right ear, I believe. I jab the chisel at its right ear. It stares at me dispassionately. Finally, it smiles and disappears. The statue stops moving and collapses. It's stopped, right? Seems so. I don't got the mark anymore, so there's no doubt about it. Once again, I'm the only one still cursed. Glad I made it in the nick of time. If my legs weren't in such good shape, it would have been over for us. Thanks for saving us, but you know that was pretty reckless. I thought I said it's dangerous for a group of mark bearers to go somewhere haunted. Ah, yeah, you didn't mention something like that when I was eating. Completely slipped my mind. Tell us, old man, what happened at the mansion? I'm not quite sure myself, but I'll tell you what I know. After you left, I wandered the place looking for something to eat. My mark hurt like hell right by a room. I slipped inside and found a bunch of chisels and things. He must mean that room I found. I was kinda out of it because of the mark at that point, but I noticed one of the chisels was glowing all weird with a dark light. I knew right away that it was hiding some awesome spiritual power. But what made you decide that you had to bring the chisel here? Sorry. You seemed sure it'd be effective against the cannon soldier. I heard a voice when I picked it up. It reminded me of a lady, sorta. It said, to bring the chisel to you. And that's when it hit me. It was what I'd been looking for. Oh, that thing you mentioned in the car. The heart of the curse that created the spirit. Exactly that. So I had hoofed it over to give it to you. When I looked through that room before, Yasoka said that the Kujo family used to create Buddha statues a long time ago. It's possible that chisel was used to create the statue that became the cannon soldier. I don't know what that voice was that he heard. Probably something like the mysterious voice that's guided me before. You know, I haven't heard it in a while. And that's what happened. So, we heading back to the mansion then, Yoshiki? For one, I'm hungry, but I bet Diamond's worried too. I left without saying a word after all. Yeah. Searching for documents on the mark, carting all the statues out. It'll take more than a day to do all that. We should go back to the mansion and figure out what to do next. What? We're leaving already? I wanted to examine this place. I glanced at the statue fallen to the floor. Sorry, but you'll have to do that another time. Fine. In exchange, not one word about this shelter to anyone else. I'm going to study every inch of it. Yeah, okay. Hey now, this is my home. Can't have you rooting around here. That's just you saying that. You don't legally live here. I'll bring you food, so stop complaining. Much obliged. We return to the concrete passageway. I might be imagining it, but it feels like the air in here is a little less stagnant than it was before. We climb up out of the manhole in M. South Alley. Diamond runs out to us, drenched in sweat. He looks even worse than usual. He probably shouldn't have run.
I found you. Hey, old man. Why did you suddenly sprint out of the mansion? My mark's gone now, too. What in the world happened?
I had something to give Yoshiki. Isn't that right, hero? I guess. I'd rather not think of the consequences if you hadn't made it in time. I'm not sure I follow,
but it seems he really helped you out.
Well then, if I must do my investigation another day, are we splitting ways here? Our marks are gone now.
Yoshiki still has his, though. This always happens. I'm used to it. But now I might be able to change that. I finally discovered where the statue stolen from H. Shrine are.
I'm lost, but I'm glad for you.
It's thanks to all of you. I'll figure the rest out myself. You should all return to your regular lives. You're saying we should split up, then?
You sure you'll be okay?
Something will work out eventually. Besides, this is Sayakujo's dying wish. I want to respect it.
Well, thanks. I'll head back then. I've been missing all those chemical smells from the lab.
Good to hear your research is exciting. But don't forsake your humanity over it and end up like Miss Zhu.
Like I do that. It's not even funny, by the way. Oh yeah, Mr. Yoshiki. Whenever you want to get those statues, I'll help out. Until then, see ya.
I'll be off as well. Honestly, all this has put a strain on me. I'm barely standing upright. Whatever you do, don't collapse on your way home, please. Hey, Yoshiki. One day, I'm hoping to let the public know about the underground shelter, for the sake of the wandering souls without a proper burial. I'd like it if you helped with it. See you around.
Guess I'll go too.
You're not returning to the shelter, are you?
I'm not that brave. The soldier's gone, but there's plenty other things down there. I'll give it a few days to settle.
So you're still planning on going back? I'm not sure I'd call that a smart move.
Comes with living this kind of life. I'll bugger down in a park or under a bridge until things calm down. See ya, Yoshiki. Bring more food next time, ye? The former mark bearers have all left. I should probably head to the mansion myself. I've got to decide what to do next. Sir, I hear a voice calling from behind me. I turn to see Banshee in the middle of the road, staring intently at me.
What's wrong?
I remember now. His eyes are as wide as saucers. I forgot because of the mark, but I've met you before.
What? What do you mean?
Well, let me think. He scratches his chin. I know his memories are probably all a mess, having just gotten them back, but I don't have time to wait for him. Ah, yes. We first met 5 years ago, and then again 10 days ago. I feel like I've been struck by lightning. I first arrived at Cujo Mansion 10 days ago. That means I met him before I lost my memories.
I need to know, who in the world am I?
I couldn't say. I wasn't interested in asking your name and you didn't give it.
Then tell me what you do know. Tell me about myself, please.
Okay. I owe you for the food, so ask. What should I ask about? 5 years ago. You showed up at the shelter. Wanted to know about the Heavenly Buddha project. Gave me food. Actually, you were more focused on the Cujo family than the Kanin soldier.
Why did we talk about them?
The head at the time was majorly involved in the project. He was famous for his spiritual power, so the army asked him to help. He owned them a number of his family's prized sacred treasures. He really zeroed in on that bit.
Do you know what exactly that army got?
Yeah, the shelter had a list. A mirror, a chisel, Buddha statues, cursed objects, and holy talismans. They were all returned to the family. Which means they're all in the mansion now. You kept popping by a few times until one day you just didn't. I only saw you next 10 days ago. Next is 10 days ago. I just seen the Kanin soldier and you can bet I booked it out of the manhole. I ran into you on the street. Had you treat me to food to celebrate. Thanks for that, by the way. Banshee's talking about the person I was before I lost my memories. It's weird to hear about myself this way. You had mentioned you'd been overseas. You'd only come back recently, about a month ago. Oh, and that's when I learned of the mark. You told me about it. It slipped my mind until just now.
By that time was my right arm.
Yeah, I had had the mark. You were acting all odd though. You'd go to remember something, then stumble over the words.
The curse was probably in the late stages. In fact, I'd completely forgotten my name and passed a few hours after that.
By the by, I've got something to tell you. This here Banshee Ito is a much nobler character than regular folk. That's why I lead a detached life, away from the world's vulgarities.
What are you trying to say?
I could be crazy desperate, but I never shame my dear departed mom or divine providence. You understand?
No, you lost me.
I'm saying I never resort to stealing, even dying of hunger. Here, these are yours.
He pulls out a wristwatch and a wallet. Each looks like an antique. They're inlaid with subtle designs.
You forgot them at the restaurant.
Let me see them.
I grabbed them both and rushed to open the wallet.
But there's no ID inside. There was no driver's license or company card with an ID in it when you got it.
Don't ask me. You said you forgot your old wallet somewhere and lost it. It's probably in there.
Oh. I look at what else is in the wallet. Bills, coins, and a number of familiar business cards. Saya Cujo, spirit healer.
Ah, those things. You tried to give me one. Told me to go there if I remembered anything. But I gave it back. I don't make a habit of carrying useless stuff.
Saya Cujo's card was in my pocket when I first arrived at Cujo Mansion. It must have been the one Banshee returned. There's no doubt about that. I lost all my memories after I met Banshee. I've asked everything I want to know, but something's still bugging me. Did I say anything about the mark when you saw me 10 days ago?
Well, I was so focused on eating that I wasn't paying full attention.
Are you kidding?
Oh yeah, you said the same thing as Hero about the Kanin soldier. There's no way a human head on a statue will make it move.
But it did actually move.
That's what I thought too. And then you said something strange. You said what happened 50 years wasn't because of the project. It was all because of her.
Her?
That's not all. You said she gave you the mark. That she loved watching you lose your memories into your death. You made her kick the bucket once, but she came back to life. You said you needed to do the same thing done 50 years ago to get rid of her.
My heart wants to beat out of my chest. I can feel sweat run down my face. There's no way I can keep calm. Before I lost my memories, I'd known who had cursed me with the mark. Hey, old man. Who's she? Did I tell you?
I wanted to know too, so I asked. But you couldn't answer me. I don't think you were trying to hide it, you just honestly didn't remember.
Was that because of the mark?
Well, that's about all I can tell you. Yoshiki, we should get going soon.
Go? Where?
I'll tell you in the car. I'm real tired of standing. I'd like to sit for a bit.
There's no point arguing here. I'll just get it out of him once we're in the car. New info. To the car.
Nope, the mansion's out of the way.
And she clambers into the back seat of the car. His heavy scent fills the enclosed space.
I can finally catch my breath. Now then, driver, take us to the forest by H Castle.
I drive down the familiar road. All lights along the way are strangely green. We reach our destination without me having to slow down the car once. The engine chugs along. I feel the wheels of fate turning like those on the car I'm riding in.
10 days ago, I promised, in exchange for you buying me an extra order of almond jelly. If you did forget everything, I'd take you to H Shrine.
Sounds like I prepared for everything. But if I was that careful, why didn't I leave myself a clue? Why prepare it if I was just going to forget? Did the curse progress faster than expected so there wasn't time? Or did someone get rid of it? But if I had business at H Shrine, why didn't I go there while I still had my memories?
Something about timing. Waiting for some magic summer cleaning to clear away impurity.
Suddenly my own self echoes in my head. I speak the words out loud slowly, as realization dawns. The sum of purification rites. They're rites held at shrines to exorcise evil. On the last day of June, you pass through woven reeds to cleanse yourself. I was trying to use that ritual to exorcise impurity.
Ah, gotcha. Luckily, today's the 1st of July, so the rites or whatever are done. Should be no problem now.
Exorcise impurity, huh? What kind of impurity was I trying to cleanse? The more I learn, the less I understand. My previous self is like a complete stranger to me. How many times have I come to this forest now? The creepy arch and thick trees look the same as always.
You know where H Shrine is, yeah? Lead the way.
You've never been there?
First I heard of it was 10 days ago.
Banshee and I push through the vegetation and make our way down the beast trail. We pass under the stone torii gate. And finally arrive at the desolate H Shrine. The few headless Buddha statues that are left shine in the light of the flashlight.
So the statues used in the project were stolen from me?
Yeah, that's right.
Is it really true the statues are connected to the mark somehow?
I've considered the possibility that the mark was caused by their divine wrath. But 10 days ago... You said what happened 50 years ago wasn't because of the project. It was all because of her. This course I've been following this whole time. Then, at some point, I had to have been fed some huge lie. But what could it be? A shudder runs through me at the thought. It feels like I'm looking into the depths of hell.
You said 10 days ago that altar holds something important. Something about needing to keep it here to exorcise the impurity.
He approaches the small altar and puts his hand on the sliding door.
Huh. What's going on here? This thing's empty.
Don't ask me. It was already gone when I was here earlier.
Well, that's darn weird. You said there was a cloth pouch.
What was inside?
A small fist-sized statue. A Nejibutsu or something. It was the Go Shintai for the shrine. The Kuju had used it in the shelter to stop the mess 50 years ago. and again, it's the Cujo family. They must have strong ties to the mark. Well, this is about all I can do for you. At least it was enough to pay off the dessert. We should head back, son.
Right.
I'm still unsure about what my old self was thinking, but it's clear whatever plan I had didn't work. Where did the Nejibutsu go? On the way back, I feel reluctant to go. I keep turning to look toward the shrine. Each time I do, Banshee hurries me on to the forest entrance. Well, this is where we'll part ways.
You're not going to ride back with me?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a bit carsick on the way here. Flat roads are fine, but the curves and hills did me in. I just got a nice meal and I hate to throw it up, so I'll walk back.
But it's pretty far from here.
Kids are such wimps these days. When I was young, I used to walk across the Himalayas all the time. This ain't nothing, ha 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 ha. His laugh is loud enough for the whole forest to hear. He waves and leaves me alone. Once he's out of sight, I get into the car. I pull out of the deserted parking lot and drive back to the mansion. As I count the streetlights passing by, I go over everything Banshee told me. 50 years ago in the shelter, the cannon soldier went berserk, but it wasn't because of the army's experiments, it was her. The army was unable to stand up to the threat of her and the soldier, but the Cujo family had used the Nejibutsu to settle everything. However, she still exists in this time period. She was the one who gave me my mark. Before I lost my memories, I was planning on using the Nejibutsu like they did before. I left it at each shrine so it could be cleansed of its impurity. But somewhere along the line it went missing. The past me probably couldn't have predicted that would happen. I'm almost back at Cujo Mansion. As my drive comes to an end, I focus on what the most important detail is. That's right, who she is. I have a hunch about her identity, but I can't be sure yet. And that definitely proves that she was there. 50 years ago, she made the cannon soldier move down in the shelter. The Cujo family's head sealed her. It would have brought her to the mansion. The sacred objects for the project, of which she was one, were returned to the Cujos. I gripped the steering wheel tighter. If there were any way to defeat her, it just had to be in the mansion. I don't have any solid proof, but the fragments of my memories are whispering to me. The entrance doesn't look any different. My mark burns. The sharp pain nearly brings me to my knees. It seems she has no intention of hiding her presence any longer. New info. Let's make another save, and I'm gonna call it here. So, tune in next time we find who her is. So, yeah, take care. See you next time. Bye!